Antibiotic resistance chose me, right? And I was the first person who introduced this work into my department. So my focus was isolation and identification of tetracycline resistance gene from marine environment. So selection pressure is the important factor to increase the antibiotic resistance in our environment. Maybe the antibiotic resistant bacteria can enter into our body this via the food chain.
So that's what, like, before taking anything, we have to ensure that this product is antibiotic free or not.
Vaccination or immunization is the best policy.
Namaskar. This is Rohi Shankamani and you're watching Scientists Are Academy Towards Scientific World. Now today we have exclusive talk on antibiotic resistance by Professor Farzana Ashrafi Neela from Rajshahi University, Bangladesh.
This is the ability, and the ability is called antibiotic resistance, and the microorganism have this ability is called antibiotic resistant bacteria or antibiotic resistant microorganism or drug resistant bacteria like this.
Okay. So those microorganisms like resistance to antibiotic known as antibiotic resistance microorganisms. Okay, right, ma'am. Okay, so this criteria is there, this phenomenon is there. So why you chose this antibiotic resistance research area for your research? What was the reason behind that? Like what?
My research.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There is a story, little story about why I have chosen this field. I was trying to do my further education in a foreign country. So I was trying and I got an opportunity to do PhD in one of the very famous laboratory in Japan, Ehime University in Japan. The name of my lab is Marine Molecular Ecology Lab. He provide me 3 topics that his laboratory usually do this type of work. So I have to choose one.
Okay.
So that 3 topic, just now I could remember, not detail, but number 1 was antibiotic resistance or something resistance mechanism, not only antibiotic, some other chemical also, but I think that was in resistance mechanism of chemicals. And the second was, I think, protein. And the third one was virus. And then I decide I have to choose which is, I can continue in my country, not only in foreign country. When I will come, return to my country, I have to continue the work and the facilities I can get from my department or from my country. So I decided then to take the chance to work on antibiotic resistance.
So I want to know that about your PhD antibiotic resistance. Yeah, you did PhD on antibiotic resistance. So on which bacteria you have worked, or which antibiotic, on which antibiotic you have worked on, like specifically?
Okay. I told you before that my lab was a marine molecular ecology lab.
Yeah.
So they focus on marine environment.
Okay.
I started to work to collect bacteria from that aquaculture site where antibiotic use.
Okay.
So, and mostly they use, at that time, they use tetracycline for prevent bacterial disease. So my focus was isolation and identification of tetracycline resistance gene from marine environment.
Okay.
And I started to collect bacteria. Most of they were Vibrio.
Okay.
And my work was not only that, isolation and identification tetracycline resistance gene. The gene was TATEM. There are so many tetracycline resistance gene, but
Yeah.
we preferred TATEM because not so much work has been done at that time on TATEM. So we prefer TATEM, and we isolated from marine bacteria. I think, as I could remember, more than 100 bacteria I have isolated. Those are tetracycline positive.
Okay.
And after that, we decided to do some more work that marine environment and aquaculture site, if the bacteria have on fish, as for example, in fish body or marine environment, does it can transfer to human intestine via the food chain? So I have set up an experiment that is horizontal gene transfer.
Okay.
Then we choose E. coli, not directly we take from the intestine. We took it from a laboratory, just authorized JM109 or E. coli HB101. I have taken that strain to do the horizontal gene transfer experiment. And our experiment was to do that gene transfer from donor bacteria to recipient. I think it's a cell-to-cell contact, we said, but this is that was one kind of conjugation. I have found final my result that the horizontal gene transfer occurred from donor bacteria to recipient bacteria. Means the tetracycline resistance gene TET-M could able to transfer from donor to recipient by conjugation or cell-to-cell contact method. And at that time, I have also found that a large plasmid-like element was there, who mobile as a mobile genetic element. But there was some interesting topic point also. I have found that at that time, we usually know that most of the resistance gene located on bacterial plasmid. And plasmid or transposon help them to transfer from one bacteria to another. But at that time, in my study, I have found that this TET-M gene was located on bacterial chromosome and transfer from donor chromosome to recipient chromosome. So at that time, it was quite new finding.
So as you mentioned that during your PhD work, you have worked on the antibiotic resistant marine microbes, for example, tetracycline, right? So according to you, what are the reasons that because of that the microbes became resistant to antibiotics? What are the reasons behind that because of that?
Actually, microbe become resistant. One is because of the selective pressure. So in every sector, we use antibiotic as a human medicine, veterinary, agriculture, aquaculture. Everywhere we provide antibiotic to keep free of bacterial disease, keep free us or animal or plant from bacterial disease. So this antibiotic gives selective pressure to the environment. They didn't vanish quickly when we eat or when we take, when we provide antibiotic in some environments. So they keep at that site. So they give selective pressure to the environmental bacteria, and as a result, antibiotic resistant bacteria in our environment. This bacteria can transfer this antibiotic resistance to another bacteria via the conjugation or transformation or transduction by plasmid or transposon or some other mobile genetic element.
So you said like these are some reasons because of that the antibiotic resistance is happening in the microbes. Yeah. So with attachment of this answer, like there is another question like I would like to ask. Now, why should people would be concerned about antibiotic resistance? Because nowadays we read that like per year like lakhs of millions of people are dying because of antibiotic resistance. So why should people would be concerned about the antibiotic resistance nowadays?
Okay. Actually, we take antibiotic, not only we, in everywhere we use antibiotic to treat bacterial infection. And we want to keep us free from that pathogenic bacteria. But if we have that antibiotic resistance in our bacteria in our body, actually the human or animals not become antibiotic resistant. The antibiotic resistant become that bacteria. Yes, I'm not antibiotic resistant. I have that resistant bacteria. And the animal is not antibiotic resistant. They have that antibiotic resistant bacteria in their body or in our environment. So Usually, we use antibiotic to prevent bacterial disease. So when we have that antibiotic resistance bacteria in our body, so it will be very difficult to treat them with that antibiotics. So we have to stay in our hospital for long. It will be cost effective also, because when you can get cure with just 1 or 2 doses of antibiotic, that time you will need prolonged for long, and mortality rate will be high. And this is a big problem, I think. Day by day, antibiotic resistance is increasing. And
Yeah.
not only taking of antibiotic, the present, the COVID pandemic, we are using sanitizer. What will be happen when pandemic will be over? These bacteria, those microbes usually present in our hand, they will be sanitizer resistant too.
Yeah.
So in future, it will be very difficult to control them by this sanitizer.
Definitely, like the our skin microflora, it became resistant.
Yes. So we are just talking about the antibiotic, but
Yeah.
nowadays not only antibiotic. This sanitizer also a very big. We should be concerned about the sanitizer, but nowadays we only think how to escape from COVID-19,
Yeah.
not the antibiotic resistance. Maybe when the pandemic will be over, then we will think about how we can control this type of bacteria.
Uh, my next question would be like, what are the good strategies to prevent the antibiotic resistance? What we can do for that?
But I think we have lack of awareness.
Yeah.
We have lack of awareness, because when I feel a little bit feverish, 2 or 3 days, I started to take antibiotic without going to doctor, without showing any prescription. Just I go to dispensary and I took the antibiotic, and I started to uh, take this. But another thing, when I feel that I am recovered, I get recovered, I didn't complete the course.
Yeah.
This is the main problem. I already mentioned in my previous talk that they can survive in antibiotic selective pressure,
Yeah.
antibiotic exposure environment. So when I did not complete the course, definitely they will not kill, or their growth will be inhibit for few hours or few days, but they can survive. So next time when I will take that same antibiotic, they can get that ability to survive under antibiotic exposure. So I think the immunization, the vaccination, the plant remedy can give us a little bit. I think we should take this type of a strategy.
Yeah.
And other thing, we should optimize the use of antimicrobial agent.
Yeah.
As less as possible, we should take the antibiotics. And another important thing is, I think that we should increase the research on antibiotic resistance. This when we will know the full mechanism
Yeah.
of antibiotic resistance, then maybe we can control. And the interesting thing is, if the bacteria is resistant to one antibiotic, it can provide resistant to more,
More.
means multi-drug resistant.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have found in my study that still now I'm working on it, that some bacteria showed resistant to 4 or 5 or 6 drugs also.
Oh, okay. Multi-drug resistant.
So multi-drug resistance. So
Yeah.
this is also very interesting finding. So I think, and we should continue to monitoring the present status of antibiotic resistance bacteria in our country or in every environment. So I
Okay.
think only because of this strategy, if we can follow, so we can maintain. I can't say that we can control with this strategy,
Yeah.
because everything will depend on the own, depend on the person.
Yes. True. True.
And the government also should take some strategy to use antibiotics, especially in agricultural field or aquaculture field. They should maintain some restriction that how the farmer or can get, or they should provide some knowledge or some workshop or training to our farmers, that most of the farmers are illiterate. They don't know anything about resistance.
Yeah.
What is it? They just want to know the yield, how I can get the benefit.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to use antibiotic once a month. Maybe they are using twice a week. So definitely this antibiotic will persist into our soil and plant. And when we will eat this some vegetables we eat raw, as for example tomato, cucumber, and from directly field to table, the salad vegetables, and without proper washing, maybe the antibiotic resistant bacteria can enter into our body this via the food chain. So the awareness should be developed from all sectors.
Yeah, you truly said, like, we have to check before taking any food. We have to check that antibiotics are used or not during the preparation of food. Or nowadays we know that we are
Yes,
taking.
that's why. Yes. That's why nowadays people prefer to take the organic vegetables.
Yeah, organic
Yes,
vegetables.
but there is also a big problem, because organic, when we use the manure that comes from the animal husbandry.
Yeah.
So they use the
Antibiotics,
also
animals,
in animal
animals.
husbandry.
Yeah. So like before taking anything, we have to ensure that this product is antibiotic free or not. This is the important strategy while taking the food or not. Yeah. So
but it is also not so easy to say, because we have to treat the infection too.
yeah. So these are some strategies.
So vaccination or immunization is the best policy. I think vaccination or immunization is the best policy.
Okay, so including vaccination, immunization, and what are the strategies you have said we have to apply to prevent the antibiotic resistance?
Plant remedy.
Yeah, plant remedy and all that stuff. So we can be very healthy if we do all this stuff, and we can be very healthy and wealthy in our future too. So this is all about the antibiotic resistance. What we had chat with you, and thanks a lot. You said yes to me, and suddenly you said yes to me once I asked you, and you have shared your very good knowledge with us. And the viewers will definitely watch, and they will definitely call you regarding the research and for collaboration and all that stuff. So thanks a lot, and have a nice day to you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day to you too.